Today we had practice of looking in the mirror. Baba also says, look into the mirror of your mind. So, what I am looking at now is my eternal and original form. Eternal form as a point of light. I am loveful. I am peaceful. I am pure. During day, I often look in the mirror and what do I see? Sometimes there is possibility of some very subtle disturbance by wasteful thoughts or thoughts of concern. So I check what was the quality of my thoughts. And when I notice that, yes, in very, very subtle way, my thoughts had same pattern from the past. So then I have to start practicing and emerge my eternal image where I can create again the thoughts of love, thoughts of peace, and pure thoughts. This practice of looking in the mirror is very, very helpful to check and then change, create eternal image. As much I create my eternal image, then the sanskars of original image will emerge. Sanskars of original image are divine. Sanskars of being a deity, a donor. So if there are thoughts about some other soul, their way of thinking or speaking, immediately remind yourself that as a deity soul, I am donor. Baba had been asking us to be a great donor, constantly bestow, and not allow anyone's vibrations or thoughts to touch my mind, touch my intellect, emerging my eternal image will help me to emerge my original deity image of a donor. I have to give, share love with the soul, peaceful vibrations, power, kindness. So I'm not only detached, but also a donor, so that nothing from outside, anyone's sanskar or nature, touch the soul. This is the benefit of looking into the mirror. And as today we practiced, and we were able to transform and create my eternal image and my deity sanskars of a donor. So even now, I look at my inner mirror of mind and create my divine image with eternal, powerful vibrations. I stay in this image to experience, emerge, and accumulate my qualities of purity, of peace, of love, of power. So, looking at Baba, emerging my image, and stay in this experience of your original eternal image,
Om Shanti, welcome everyone. Good evening. Today's Confluence-Aged Brahmin, a life of balance and blessings. Today's day 24.
Om Shanti. I think we highly appreciate the team of Avyakti Parivar program of this every evening. So we really give them a lot of good wishes and thanks and congratulations. But also I want specially thanks to all the translators. They had been tireless, they had been consistent, and I'm sure it must be Baba's energy. Baba must be giving strength that they are able to do that. And of course, all of you, those who had been participating for such a long time. And I was sharing with someone that we didn't plan anything, but it seems that there is a plan in drama and we all are enacting on that plan. So, everyone, thanks, appreciation, my good wishes, and Baba's power, light and might for all of us. We had been talking a little bit on balance. And one of the balance I mentioned was of the virtues. And this is about introversion, antarmukta. So we talked about looking in the mirror today. So what we see in the mirror, my inner face. And inner face is what? Soul, no? Introversion. So there are personalities, but it's a very, very good nature, personality of being introverted. So, introversion is where you are looking within, you are trying to connect and look at yourself, true self. So, there is a lot of self realization and self transformation also in introversion because you are subtly observing yourself in such a way where you are thinking what effort I have to make, what more I have to do. And that's what like today when it was seeing in the mirror. So whole day I was just really observing my own self, what reaction, what responses, what creativity is within the soul, what kind of thoughts come in response to any person saying or a situation. So introspection is a very, very good nature quality because some are very extroverted and extroverted people are their lot of energy go waste because they're only looking outside, and even when they communicate it is more verbal, it's not understanding someone's feelings. It's like sometimes some people want to communicate with us, so they want to communicate because they want to be understood, they want to be acknowledged, or they want to reaffirm some of their things. An extrovert person will just go into more what happened than what happened, and it's like very external situation, and their intellect also is very gross, not subtle intellect. But one who is introverted a very, very pure, very subtle intellect to understand the feelings of one who is communicating or even observing. Baba says scenes of drama. When you are observing as introverted, So when you are introverted, you are able to see the benefit of each scene. What was it beautiful? Whatever it was, but to see the benefit. But extroverted person will say, what is this? Why this is happening? Or why this one is doing like that? Always like our response or reaction will be in a very extroverted way, more verbal and more, it won't be very, very pure, loveful, or positive. So, quality of introversion, I think that in all of us, we have certain percentage of extrovertedness, certain percentage of introversion. But actually, it is good to have introversion as a very natural quality. But sometimes what happens that when we are introverted, uh, we become like little bit sad, isolate yourself. Sometimes in that introversion, you do not look cheerful. But what we want here is the balance. If you are truly introverted, there will be some kind of natural smile, cheerfulness on your face. You will look very happy because when you are doing internal work, there is always some progress, always some improvement. As you all know, that one of the quality of Baba was that he was very, very cheerful, Brahma Baba. Naturally, his face was smiling as if there is no worry, no concern. But some are not able to balance introversion. Oh, I have to study, I have to do yoga. So they are serious in what they have to do. But serious doesn't mean that you are not happy. That means you are more concerned instead of doing it. Do it. If I have to study, you must have noticed that even as students, as children, some children will always say, I have to do lot of homework, lot of homework. They keep it is in their head. I have to do a lot of homework. But there are some, they will do it, finish, and come to you as parents and say, oh, I finished my homework. I already did everything. And you could see the happiness on their face. So, somewhere deeply, some of the sanskars from the past, of some subtle sadness, or some sanskars from the past could emerge when there is intros, because introversion also brings introspection, right? Like you are observing yourself all the time. But actually, more you observe, more you find you can become very stable also. Some inner stability comes. But some, as I said, sometimes you could be disappointed by saying, why this sanskar emerge again? Why this is again from the past? This morning I was realizing that how the biggest challenge is that how every moment of present is influenced by the past sanskar. But we want ascending degrees for future. We want to move forward, but we looking at the at back, behind. So if I look behind, how can I go forward then? Somewhere this subtle attention when you are introvert is that this thought is not coming from my past impression about anything, even for your own self. I know this morning when I realized, I said it's not that easy because it's so natural, right? But then how will my future be elevated? And I liked yesterday when during Vogue message experience, Baba was saying that just keep that elevated thought. Elevated is higher. But oh, I have been able to do, or I cannot do this. Or this is coming from your past experience. But at this moment, thinking of the future, yes, I can do. Why I cannot do? There will be enthusiasm, courage. But if it's come from the past, in the past I have experienced this, I don't think I can manage. Whether it's with the people, with could be task or and with your own self also. So like internally we are not fully prepared. We give up. We already have given up even before doing. And then this self transformation deeply by paying attention where my thought is not influenced from any past, but it is something I want to see in future. So I want to see some things in the future, but my thoughts are connected with the past. So how will we move forward? Think about this deeply and reflect, and then in the morning at Amrit Vela or whenever you sit again, you think deeply on that. Is this thought coming in my mind? Is it coming from any past experience? But you will say, but there are also good past experiences. But we want better, no? So how do we move forward? Only way is that past doesn't pull me. And like all vices, sometimes Baba call them ghost or evil spirits, right? But the past in Hindi is also called bhutkal. Bhutkal means it's like haunting something. Even like, okay, I have achieved something in the past. So I feel very happy, very proud because I have achieved it. But that is again past. Now you have to achieve more, right? So accepting and acknowledging your success, but not become arrogant about that too. So it's very subtle, but because of our purity, that's where there's connection of our level of purity. Like with Brahma Baba, he climbed mountain, went higher, higher in a very fast way. How he could remain so light until end. What I couldn't do, we should take off from the list. Baba wants me to do, and I have to do it. I will do it. You understanding? How many of you understand what I am trying to say? Do you relate to this aspect? Hmm? So you check now. Introversion also means introspection, as I said, or observing and check. And gradually, you have to remove that so that you open up, your heart opens. There are a lot of petals still in the flower, they need to blossom. And that's called perfection, isn't it? So, are we scared of perfection? Are we waiting for perfection? We want to be perfect or not? You want to know because Baba wants us to be perfect. So, not this, this subtle influence from the past of anything, but be careful if it was not right, be more prepared, have yoga of intellect. Good yoga can help you. So, introspection should not kind of make you like you are not with the company, you're not having fun, you have to be cheerful. Very light, very jovial, very humorous. Not that you keep making jokes. There are some people, they remember jokes. I don't remember jokes. I hear it, enjoy it, but not remember. But some remember all the time. They can keep sharing it. But it's the nature should be light. Lightness in the nature, no, Baba Sunday Murli was very, very important at this time to remain very light. So, introversion or introspection, balancing it properly with lightness, balancing it with cheerfulness, balancing it with entertaining. Because in Brahmin life, we do need a lot of happiness. It's very important. Not be sad about anything because always remember we are children of God. And many times Baba said godly birth is more valuable than deity birth. Why? Because here you are serving. Deities will only have good life for themselves, right? Here Baba's all children, uh, some through mind, some through body, some through wealth. Everyone is doing some service or other, right? So life is more valuable because you're doing charity. You're helping souls to be light, happy, peaceful. So it's a valuable part. Not only that, but the sanskars of confluence age we carry with ourselves. Every birth sanskars we take, our other birth is based on the past one. But now, because it's the last birth, so if you become 100% that I am happy all the time, I am cheerful all the time, and that will stay with you for the whole cycle. One of the beauty uh, of deity religion, deities, when you see their images, is their beautiful smile. Their beauty is not artificial beauty, but it's the real. Even when we look at a Vek Bab Dada, of course, we look at Dadi Gulzar also, how blossomed her face is, right? You can see light and it's very, very beautiful. So introspection is necessary, but also do it joyfully. It's like sometimes some people have to prepare for exam, so they don't eat, they don't sleep. But actually, if you eat, sleep, be happy, when you go to exam, you will remember everything. Otherwise, somewhere it shuts down. Lot of memory shut down. So when you are introverted, you are cheerful, everything will emerge in a very natural way. You don't have to push yourself, force yourself. It will be very, very natural. Lokik people, if they have to speak for 10 minutes, every minute they will look at the notes, what to say next. When Baba's children speak, our dadis speak 1 hour, they don't have to look at the notes because it's open. Your flow is there naturally. So every one of you from now should have cheerful face, no sorrow. There is no sorrow actually. It's the habit also of feeling sorrow. So this beautiful balance of being introverted, being cheerful, but sometimes that, as I said, introvertedness also is considered to be serious, right? But you could be a serious and good student, but you can still remain cheerful, right? Is it that because you are a good student, you can be cheerful? Even just sitting with Baba, looking at Baba, helps us to open our heart because our hope, our courage multiplies looking at Baba. And that is why we use Drishti of Awake Babdada. Because looking at Babdada, our faces also become like our father. I'm sure that that's the experience you all must be having is look at Baba. I always say look at Baba and then do what? Look at Baba and be cheerful and be very, very happy. So looking in the mirror, there is a song actually, but it is more about look into your punyatma, how charitable you are and how many sins still are there. Hmm. Let me not going into that much of charity and sins because we don't have sins now, right? Only there are some traces in the form of weaknesses, not vices. Don't have anger, but sometimes forceful, little bit of irritation, right? Or get impatient. So vices are gone. We all that we have renounced vices. There's some of the traces in the form of weakness. Mama always used to say, if somebody had been sick with a chronic disease for a long time and gets well, but there will be a lot of weakness still. Will need a good diet and a good rest, and so all of us also have. Sometimes the mind becomes little weak, but we have to keep looking at Baba. For me, when I look at and take the drishti from Baba, feel very light, very full, and remind myself I am God's child. So God's child is full, God's child is happy, God's child is light. So that day Baba said, no, become trustees. We are trustees, we surrender everything to Baba. And that's not one day ceremony, right? Every time you feel anything is making you heavy, bothered, you're not feeling full, go to Baba. Baba, we say as often, Baba says, come to me all the time, right? And then we are with Baba, Baba is with us both ways. It's a very good company of Baba, right? So it's a very, very good way to take one practice per day. Hmm. Did you all do your practice of looking at mirror? Yes. How many of you did? Everyone did to some extent, right? Mm. It's very beautiful. I find myself and I start in the morning and until evening, I find sometimes you can do more, sometimes less, but I found it's very practical because otherwise everything we have is in the head. We know everything, right? But when it comes to doing it, like when you see someone cooking, oh, I know. And when you start cooking, then you say, oh, I don't know. I forgot what next. Right? It's only when we do something then we know how much we know, but not just thing knowing. So practice makes us perfect. And we know that the way the time is, that stage which we have to create so that whatever circumstances are there, we can face them. They say this weekend is from Hawaii, a very big storm coming in Hawaii, and then how much it will come into New York. Yesterday, internet was lost for a few minutes. We are hoping that it will be okay for weekend. So I was sharing with some sisters that we have started this Avyakti Parivar program. We just started not knowing that this will become eternal. That means it will, uh, we will all be together. So anyway, I think we all are happy to be together and everyone is benefiting. So today's balance is introversion and cheerfulness. Check that. So don't look like, uh, look very Blossom Baba's child so that others are inspired. They also start smiling, looking at you. We have to get that certificate from the family. Okay. Om Shanti.
Shanti and welcome to a Vyakti Journey. To all the holiest, highest, and richest souls, let's see your scores from yesterday. %70.2%. Congratulations to each one of us. Let's keep up the same effort. Now, let's do the Zoom polling and check our progress.
Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to Avyakti Journey. So, as Didi asked, how was your exercise today, practice today? Of course, it was wonderful. And are you all ready for chart? Okay. So, day 11, here you go. So, first question, daily Brahmin routine. Today morning, did I connect to Baba's center for class and listen Murli with full attention? So, answer yes with 100% attention. Second, yes, but I was distracted by few other thoughts or some other tasks. Third, I read Murli on my own. I listened through online source. So actually there was supposed to be the fifth answer where I can say I forgot to read Murli, right? Anyway, so these are the four options. Why we didn't give that option? Because I'm sure now we are in second level, so none of you must be like that everyone must have read Murli at least. So put your right answer, submit your answer with total honesty, and move on to the second question. Practice. Today, did I do my practice whenever I was in front of mirror? Now, what's the practice is I am highest, holiest, and richest. Either so, it's the highest, holiest, richest. So, how many times did I do my practice? 5 or more than 5 times, 4 times, 3 times, 2 times, or less than 2 times, or I forgot. So please submit your answer with total honesty and move on to third question. Third is sharing from yesterday's class. Mohini Didi is sharing. What are the two personalities we should have? So there are 4 answers. You have to choose one of them. Yogi and Sevadhari. Second, helpful and insightful. Third, Bap Saman and Aap Saman. And fourth, firm and flexible. So just try to remember what was the sharing. You will get immediately the answer. It's very easy actually. So please submit your answers, select and press submit. Don't forget to press submit button. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 and okay. So let's see the percentage at least, and we will get the full result tomorrow. So here you go. You can see the percentage of each question answer and see how our whole family is doing. And for the third question, what are the two personalities we should have? Actually, all of them are right in a way, but as we said that from yesterday's sharing, we wanted particular that answer. And the answer is firm and flexible. And most of you have answered right. So congratulations to each one of us. Now, are you ready for tomorrow's practice? Are you ready for tomorrow's practice? Yes? Okay, so we welcome our Avyakti Balak. Please come and share our tomorrow's practice with all of us. Welcome, Avyakti Balak.
Oh, Om Shanti! Look at my Avyakti telescope. How beautiful it is! Oh, but I need to change my words. I should say that I am a trustee and I'm using this object as a trustee.
Wow, you are so sweet. You're my cute little teddy bear. You are my teddy bear. Oh, every time I say mine, I have to become trustee. Say, I'm using this object as a trustee.
Let's practice.
Om Shanti. So did you like the practice? It's very interesting practice actually.
Yeah, it will be good whole day tomorrow. We are going to say, I am trustee. I am trustee. I am trustee. Simple practice, but very beneficial. So we look forward to start practicing that tomorrow, whole day. I am trustee, even trustee of my task, right? What I have to do, I am trustee of that. I have to cook, I am trustee of cooking. So not only objects, for everything, I have to be trustee. And we see how internally it helps us. See, main is we have to see how did it help me in my thinking or my feelings or my words, and the changes which happens through the practice that we need to observe. So tomorrow evening we will assess our practice and move forward, everyone. Okay, let's remember Baba and say good night to Baba.
मेरे संग संग चलते हैं बाबा, मेरे संग संग चलते हैं बाबा,
मेरे संग संग चलते हैं बाबा, मेरे संग संग चलते हैं बाबा।
जैसे गगन में चाँद चलता है, उनकी किरणों की छाया में दिल हर पल रहता है जैसे गगन में चाँद चलता है उनकी किरणों की छाया में दिल हर पल रहता है
मेरे संग संग चलते हैं बाबा, मेरे संग संग चलते हैं बाबा,
मेरे संग संग चलते हैं बाबा, मेरे संग संग चलते हैं बाबा।
Thank you, everyone. Om Shanti and good night. Good night, everyone.